All right, so we're live. What's up, good people? I'm Jesse, also the most interested man. And today we're editing, uh, continuing with the green screen and being able to pull out and change your backgrounds, which leads into today's topic, which is sky replacements. So we're replacing the skies of one video and putting another sky from another video, and I let your creativity flow on how you can do that. But without further ado, let's do further. All right, let me get into this. So let's go to create the edit page and create a new timeline. So let's see here. Let's go into our timeline folder and right click, create new timeline, and let's call it sky for some reason. Alright. So we create that. Hey, it shows the pop-up now. That was a thing. That it would not pop up. I guess when I'm streaming to Instagram, it will not pop up. I don't. We'll learn it as we go, right? All right. So let's go to the ones we're gonna be replacing. So let's see this. Okay, the cars are moving down here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me reduce this real quick. So this could be the focus. As you can see, the cars are moving down here, but the top isn't, which means the sky is not as entertaining, I guess. And I got this videos from ArtGrid, and yeah, as it states, ArtGrid videos. They have lots of cool videos. It's pretty, an editor's portfolio's dream, you know what I'm saying? Alright, here we go. So we're gonna use this one, so let's go ahead and grab that and put that on the timeline. So now we have it on our timeline. And is that the same video? That, my friends, it's not the same video. And that sky as well is kind of lame. This is not bad. So let's say this, let's put this in there too, since it's not moving as well. But let's do this little nice little nifty trick. There's a button here that lets you do the dynamic zoom. So what we're gonna do is move this over here and let it do the movement for us. Let it move our sky for us. But then let's see about moving that in. How about that? That works in a sense, but the whole point is replacing the sky. So let's move that here. Let's cut this short. So we want the sky from the first video. Turn it off. So now the sky has to be on the bottom, and because it's easier to just remove the top. So as you remember, we were talking about blue screen editing. Whatever is on the bottom is the main thing, and then what you can attach stuff to the top to cover it up. So it's easier to cover the sky. It's easier to cover the sky up and not have the city on top than to try to put the sky itself and then have whatever it is popping up from other places. Easier that way. So I'm gonna drag that down, and I feel like I didn't explain that well. Maybe I should have a chart I could draw it. So can y'all see my hand? So the back, just think about it as far, yes. So just think about it like this is my hand, this is the sky, and this is the whatever you're putting in front of it, the city. So if we take the sky and we have the sky on top, we put the city it's hard to kind of adjust the city to match the sky because the sky is always going to be on top. So if you mess up with the city, the sky is there. However, if the sky is up and you put the sky is always going to be the sky. It's going to be on top. So if I need to reduce the sky, I can pull up the city and so forth. Hopefully that helps. Alright, so we're replacing the bottom one as you can see. So we should have our sky. And then, like, this is short and quick. So if you go to the color page, and by this time you should know because we've been here many, many times. So from the color page, you see we have this selected. And if you go here, you see here. We need to turn this off since we're working it. I mean, you don't have to. You can select it, but I just find it easier to work with when it's not. So if you don't turn it off, you just have to go and select it. So what do you mean, Jesse? So if you don't turn it off, you have to come and find the clip and select it, and then you know you're working on it. But again, so much easier just to go here, turn this off, and then now we can work on it and see what we're doing. Alright, so I turned off the wrong one. Let's turn that off, turn this on. So I know I want to cut off just some of the sky, but not all of it. So let's go back here to the color page. I know I want to cut off just some of the sky, but not all of it. So I'm going to say just the shadow sky, and then keep everything else. Right? So let's do that. And if you go here, you see you have your Windows page, and you have the curve pen, which there's one already, but let's do that. And naming conventions. Always want to name your thing accurate. I was gonna type pen, but let's call this cut city, whatever. And I'm gonna do it very, very, very roughly. All right, let's cut this out. So, and I'm making very bad cuts, but and you can click and hold to adjust and bend it. And if you want to change how that looks, you can Control Shift click to point it to back to where you need to point it. But like I said, this is rough. I'm gonna go underneath this art grid. Sorry, art grid. You the best though. You the dog with the videos. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't need to be this detailed though. So let's move this back here. Control Shift click and move that back. If you are on a Mac, I believe I don't know. No, I just don't feel like thinking about that. But it's there somewhere. I mean, at this point we know that. Why am I still doing? I'm not going to be so detailed. But then I'm still like over here, still making sure I go through this. Okay, so we just want the city part. I hope I got them all. And there, we've selected it. So if you click on this little magic wand or the highlight, and it shows you what you've grabbed. The next thing is you always want to add feather or softness here, because it makes it not look as if it was cut out. So let's add some, and you don't need much. And then let's go out instead of in. So it gives it a soft feather in between. Alright, so let's name the convention. So let's call this, I don't know why I call it out. Let's call it out. To let us know that is where it's going. Right click, select add out for output, drag your blue connection to the output connection, and we're done here. So now the sky is gone. Voila! And then if you've been watching and you've been following the other videos, you know what comes next. Putting it on top of this one. So now once we turn this on, it's already there. But it looks weird, but it looks jank, right? So my thing would be just increase this one. So let's zoom this out and then move it up. And if you don't know how to do that, my previous video where we talk about animating the blue screen, we go very much into details there. So let's move that down. And the city, let's zoom that out. The sky, I mean, let's zoom that out. See, this is what I was talking about. You see how that's coming in, and that's the other part of the sky, but that's not from the sky replacement that we're adding. So let's go into this and go back and change that. So let's just pull it down and adjust this. Oh, you know what that was? That was the art grid. Art grid, thought you just screw me over, man. Alright, so let's do that. So we've done that. And then let's move that sky down a little bit. And I feel like the softness in the middle needs work. But hey. So now what we have is this, but our sky is not moving. But the sky is there, it's done. And so yeah, if I just want the city, I can just readjust that. So select all of these and just move it back down to the city. In the heart of the city. Yeah. Actually, I don't even think it needs to come all the way down just because of the natures of sky. Oh, if you need to delete, you can middle mouse click and you can delete. Right? If you put too much like me, then that's the other route. So let's delete some of these. Like I said, this is not me paying attention to what I'm doing. This is just making sure the point is gotten across of how to cut out your skies and make beautiful edits. So then I'll just delete the rest of these. So let's go back and see what we have. And yeah. Sky. Maybe I should have found a better video for the sky. But there we go. So now let's move this down still. So now we have this, our sky moving. Like I said, I should have found a better video, but to hide my mistakes, there's a little button here under your timeline. Go down to output banking and put our movie bars. So now that mistake is hidden in cinematic views. Alright. That's just one way of replacing your sky. So there we go. But let's go to a different way of replacing your sky. So let's use this other art grade video, which is of, let's go here. I have a video of Jesus on the Cesare Borgia on the wall, on the cross. And yeah, let's see how do you replace that sky? There is the method of going in and tracking and then trying to attempt to get those part of the hair. But why? Why make your job harder, right? So there's a cool thing you can do here. Let's go back to the color page. So we're going to go to the qualifier tab, and what we can do here is qualify the highlights. So we're going to just take the highlights and let me turn on these highlights button, or I call it the magic wand. Alright, so we're going to take the magic wand and pretty much we're going to say everything that is not bright, take it away. I give myself away, or we give him away. So we're going to take everything that's not bright and try not to make a mockery of it. So it is catching some of the hand right there. So we're going to pull that back too. There we go. Everything that, and that's pretty much the whole sky. Even in between his hair. So what we're gonna do, as you guys know, we now right click, add alpha output, and drag that, boom, to there. So now what do we have? We have just the sky, right? But we need to replace the sky, not him. So we're gonna flip that over, and that's what we have right now. Right? Oh, excuse my news. So what we can do is clean it up, as you know, the green screen, being able to do the green screen. And so what we're gonna do is clean that up. So let's clean up our blacks, clean up our whites. You know. And there we go. And then obviously I would combine, to make this a final selection, I would combine the first two methods with this as well. So you're not just having one clean, you're not having one, you're not doing just one method. You have multiple methods to get the best results. So I would do this for majority of the background and to get in between his hair, and then I would go back and put the video on top to get his hand. But for YouTube purposes and this, and getting the point across, we're gonna do this, even though this is gonna go for longer than it needs to. So there we go. Let's say we've done that, and if you remember, where does this video go on? That's right, the top. So let's do the same thing with this video, because I kind of want the fire, and then we're gonna talk about oh, how after his death he went to hell to grab the keys, and so let's do that. So let's see where we can start. I for in, and then we can start here. O for out, and then let's drag that down. We don't even need all that, see? I was so close. Oh, so close. Oh, so close. Alright. But let's go back here and make sure we can pull out. Let's pull out just the fire. So pulling out just the fire, similar thing. We're just gonna take just the highlights. So increase your low to see what you're doing. Click on the highlight or magical wand, and then just take away all the dark. So do I want the fire edges? I don't know. So, no, that's what I don't. Let's see. So now what we have is this little fire here, burning up the ground and burning up our grid. So that's what I have. I could go finer and remove those, or just separate it with a window. Let's see that. Let's do that. How about that? No, because then I have to move it and animate it. Alright. For the purpose of this video, let's continue. So I'm going to right click, as always, add alpha output, and drag that fire to your output. So now all we have is just the fire. So when we line this up with the video, what we have is this, and it's burning in the back, right? And again, I would move the fire a little bit this way, move it up. Move it up. And then let's extend it a little bit, and then move that up so that it's taking over the whole field. Yeah, I don't like that. I can see the ground. Right there. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. So the other thing is I would blur the background, the backfire as well. I would blur the backfire to kind of match the camera movement. So the camera goes from his hand to his face. And so I would blur the fire as it moves. How do you do that, Jesse? I'll give y'all this little tip before, so this video doesn't continue to go. I think we're 20 minutes in. I'm trying to make these short. So I don't skip people off. But let's animate that blur. So go to the fire. So right here to here. There's the animation button here, and you can select wrong video. There we go. And you can change it from, oh god, the color. If you go here and go over, you can set, where is my dynamic settings? Oh good lord. Okay, there we go. Sheesh. Alright, so you can animate it from here and change the focus, change the noise reduction, change the qualifier, and then you can also animate the sizing from here as well. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. We'll be here for a minute. Alright. And yeah, that is how you put up the green screen, blue screen. Green screen, blue screen. I'm still in my head trying to add more to this. That's why I'm everywhere right now. But yeah, so that is how you cut out the sky and replace the sky here. So we replace this sky with fire, and we replace this sky with a moving sky. It's simple enough, I think. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via DM on Instagram at JesseNixon_, or if you message me here and in the comment section, and I do read the comments, and I'll get right back to you. Yeah. So let's recap. What did we do? We selected our videos. What did we do? We selected our videos. One of the city, one of a moving sky, and then we cut out. We went to the Windows page. We cut out the city that we're gonna take, and then we placed it on top of the moving. We placed it on top of the moving sky, and then simulated as if the sky was moving. Simple enough. And then for the second one, the second technique, we went to the qualifier tab on the color page here, and then we just got the highlights, which usually is your sky. We pulled the highlights, and then we did the same with the fire video, and then we put the fire video behind the sky to make it seem as though, voila, the fire was behind him. So if you look through it, and this way it's easier if you have stuff like hair and you're trying not to deal with stuff like this. Yeah. So I hope you learned something new. I hope you learned something good. There are more efficient way of doing this, but most of you are beginners, and that's my whole point of this, is for people to get more into editing and doing, and understanding that you don't have to be the guru and use all these extra tools when you're first starting off. It's so easy to put your creativity to work. So yeah, without further ado, I'm out, and yeah. I need a good exit. God dog, this is getting pitiful.